I'll pick it up. Just a few moments to add back in. All of you see the CRS, and when you look at her, anybody who got a 17 or higher, anybody below that can see that she looks roughed up. She looks just very rough, bruises on her body, incredibly tired, pale.
I mean, Nana knows what she went through. Damn, broke her arm.
But for people over 17, looking a little closer, there's like a smattering of bruising on her face. And when you look at it, it is in the same pattern as Ave's markings.
What? How the fuck would Nana? I guess she's just that drunk. Hungover, I don't know.
I mean, it's not easy to look at somebody's bruised face and see it.
Oh, wow, though. But, like,
some of you notice it, but as you start to make your way out, that is what you see on her face. You're welcome to tell other people or just casually keep that to yourself, but it would be weird.
Saga's just kind of looking at it, and she glances at Nana for like a second, and then kind of just
Nana has
down.
no, like, zero registry of, like, seeing any of that. She seems very, like, inwardly focused. Like, she looks visibly miserable and in pain. She, like, kind of pops a good berry in her mouth as she's walking, just to have enough oomph to get things ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, if Saga's not going to spoil her mood further by telling her. So,
I think Roshan actually gets out Ave's book. He'd never written anything about his markings in there, had he?
You'd have to look. There is more in there than what you saw and what you focused on, but there were things that stood out to you. So there could be stuff about his markings, but you haven't seen it.
Okay. He'll do like a cursory flip through to see if there's any drawings of them, and then if not, he will just start writing it down on the next page.
There was a drawing of Ave himself, wasn't there?
No, I don't recall saying that. There was drawings of Roshan's mom. But Roshan, go ahead and roll me intelligence or investigation.
Not very good. An 11.
Just for a quick cursory go through. You can't find it quickly looking through. You're like, maybe if I have more time and I'm not on a bouncing cart, and if I could just take a moment. But you're welcome to start writing or drawing in the book. There are pages to do such in.
He'll write and maybe draw once the bouncing has stopped.
Yeah. It's like, one moment.
Saga's gonna like see like that you got out the Ave journal and just kind of look and like try to make eye contact and just nod, just acknowledging that you are correct. You saw the same thing that I.
Yeah, you both silently confirm with each other. And if there is nothing else, you all take your first ride with intention of not returning anytime soon outside of the borders of Galunder.
Nana is kind of like on the back of the cart the whole way. She's watching Galunder disappear.
Saga's sitting behind Nana with her back to Nana's back and is just kind of like humming and chilling and drawing in her books.
Who is Cartman then? Who will be the cart man?
Gorbjorn.
Yeah.
Gorbjorn and Tordrick, I think. Tordrick is really.
Oh no, he already climbs to the front.
I think Gorbjorn's got the best animal handling.
Yeah,
Well, Tordrick is really wise, though.
And then you hear the crack.
It's an intelligence ability for some reason.
No, animal handling is wisdom.
And the cart speeds kind of
Oh,
it is.
aggressively along the road for a bit
Oh, boy.
until Gorbjorn's like, okay, and the horses are like, please.
Okay.
But eventually it does go back to a normal pace after he's like, I'm going to take this baby for a spin, you know? And you all begin to head your way out for a very long trek. Maybe not as dangerous as, you know, going directly into the valley, which was specifically illegal and full of horrible monsters. And as you all begin forward, it's not bad. The first day passes. Not a problem. It's cold. Snows occasionally. It's starting to stick now. You guys know that there's so much time left, is basically you all have to huddle together at points or wrap yourself in blankets, try to stop the snow from building up on your head. Tordrek naps in the back. There's just slowly a growing pile on the side of his face, which when he slipped over just sloughs back onto the cart.
I feel like we'll have to rig up some kind of cover for this thing.
As you go through, occasionally, you know, having to be like, get out of here, snow. You make camp when you can. You set fires. You drive the cart. And it becomes very quiet and easy.
So
Mm-hmm.
one thing that would be noticeable the first night, so Roshan, he summons the protective bubble again, and inside is just a lot warmer than usual.
It's really, it's comfortably warm in here.
Yeah.
Very comfy. Very much
man,
appreciated.
it feels like the pool room in here.
Have you been practicing with this, Roshan?
He's like, I've gotten so used to it.
No, it's just isn't this how warm it should be when you sleep?
I don't know. I guess you have an awful lot more covers or something on you.
I'm kind of sweating a little bit. I don't know. I haven't been.
These are such like thick-skinned travel people.
They're
Well,
like
so
comfort.
What is that?
Gross.
Saga's used to travel, and she's had cold resistance for quite a while now, so she's kind of gotten used to just being not cold.
She's just like,
Anna's
wow.
normal traveling clothes are like super insulated and shit. So
Just feeling now heat. It's like, oh God. Feeling
I
temperature.
have to take off my coat. What is this? This is weird.
Roshan,
It's uncomfortable to sleep in anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you gonna bubble every night casually?
Yeah.
Anything else of note, just casually in the first? I'm about to move us forward a solid handful of days.
I think just each night
I
as
think
part
you're
of.
muted, Fen, but go ahead.
I'll let Mac go first. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I think each night before they, pack up, like before they set out camp and everything, Nana will use not hunter sense, primeval awareness, just each night as part of the routine, just to check on what might be in a mile. Unless we can consider this tundra, in which case I can say 6 miles.
I don't think I'd consider this tundra, but I'd have to look up specifically.
I was actually going to ask what you would describe this terrain as.
Are
we traveling through the woods, or are we?
This is
grassland?
not through the woods.
Okay.
This would not be wood terrain.
Okay.
And I don't
Be
think
along
this
the
would be
road.
tundra terrain either.
Okay, fine.
Probably. I mean, I drew the map, so probably grasslands.
Yeah, it's not.
Unless
this
you've
isn't-
retconned that.
The map is a suggestion. The map is a casual suggestion to me. It's a very big suggestion, but just a suggestion. One day I'll give you all the information, but this is not like a narrow path through the woods, or just like a horrible, harsh tundra, like the valley. This is a road. There's a smattering of trees. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. You could hop off and run into the woods if you needed to, but this does not count as any of those terrains.
Cool. Fenn's gonna keep an eye out and occasionally hop off into the woods when he needs to. He's looking for brightly colored plants. I know it's winter, but brightly colored plants that he can make dyes out of. He wants to make some paints. So if there's any kind of sumac or anything like that that he can locate, that's what Fenn's looking out for while we travel.
Roll survival or investigation.
Before you finish that roll,
Yeah,
I feel like every once in a while, just because Saga likes following people around and bothering them, as established, she has 3 emboldening bonds per day, so she probably goes around and prays for people just to like practice praying, because it went bad last time, so she's got to practice more often. So normally when like Nana is like doing her perceiving, or if Fen runs off to go do something, she'll come with, or if like Roshan's practicing a song or something or whatever, throughout the trip she's just gonna like latch on to somebody and like help them by just like
praying really hard at them, like
so add
okay.
a d4.
Oh, add a d4. All right.
Yeah, sorry. That whole thing was basically
Add a d4.
and then basically when other people roll every once in a while, maybe add a d4 as well, if Jillian's okay with me. Basically Saga's not doing anything special, just doing a lot of practice praying.
All right. So that's a 21 to that roll, thanks to D4. If I'm able to find anything, I think I would probably bring Saga along and point out what I'm doing.
I have to be here because I need to be within 30 feet.
Saga's like, I'm here, don't you worry.
Well,
I'm within 30 feet.
Yeah, but Saga's a very artistic person, so like Fen would be like, and this is sumac. This makes a red type of dye. And just point out the different things that you can do with that, so she can use that in her artwork.
We find red.
Okay.
Red is discovered.
Is it edible?
Actually, yes, sumac is edible.
We're having red bread tomorrow, boys.
Red.
That's exciting. I'm excited for that eventuality.
It is an interesting trip, as this one kind of has a lighthearted nature. There's something to be said about traveling without a corpse in the car, it is definitely lighter. It is, it's not a perpetual funeral. You're able to have moments of just nothing's going on. I don't have to aggressively think about what I'm doing with that right there. And also it's nice, it's quiet. There's other carts on the road. There's other people going in the same direction, going in the opposite direction. Farmland being now covered in like a layer of snow. The harvest wasn't too good, but the further you get away from Galunder, you can see that things had a higher chance of not being terrible. As you all observe this, eating your red bread, like, it's not too terrible over here for this farmland in particular. On the 5th day, and if there's other things you do, don't worry. There's plenty of days for you guys to do it. Plenty of road ahead.
Mazel tov.
But on the 5th day, you get to a farming area known as Valley Forth. This is one of the first sort of bigger communities you get to, and are like, if you need to restock, this is where you can. Yes, Nana.
Valley Forth, like Sally Forth, or like force of a thing?
Forward.
Valley Forth. I love the pun. Thank you. Continue.
I also appreciate that.
So whatever you need to do here, just once again, all very casual. Saga's like, if I need to buy more flour, easy enough to pick it up. I figured out how to make this very cool red bread. And you're like, and now I know how to marble it. So it's a whole thing.
Working on how to make it into the actual flour that Fen
Mhm.
showed me, so then it can be the flour and also bread.
There you go. Urshan, I'm going to assume there are pings along the way.
Yeah. And when he's not doing anything else, he's trying to read the journal.
Okay. We'll talk about that. But when you have time, you read. And then, the nights are warm in the bubble. When you guys are at Valley Forth, you're able to sleep in a bed if this is where you'd like to stop. It's very exciting. You're like, I can still make a bubble, guys, but also a bed.
A bed.
You all do what you must in town. It's a boring town. It's one of those pass-through towns. This is where the farmers live. Yes, Saga.
Can I pick up a trinket?
Yes, you may. Nana.
I just want to see whether or not there's any chance of more like armor that might like work a little bit better for anticipating more than just like out of doors dangers. Maybe something that might be able to turn away a blade a little easier than what she's been working with. I don't know if there's anything that would be of similar weight class that would also work that way, but I don't know if there'd be something in this town being
I'm
like
going
a
to tell you,
hunting style.
armor-wise, you're not going to find armor in Farmtown.
No. Oh, I misunderstood. Never mind then.
Fen. Saga, go ahead and roll on the D100, please.
Are there any day jobs to do? Is there anything that anybody needs help with, just around that Fen can put his pent up energy of sitting in a cart towards putting a little physical labor in for meager payout?
Roll persuasion.
Okay, thanks.
You have to persuade these people to let a stranger work for their stuff.
That's my second consecutive natural one. Or no, it's not consecutive. I had a good survival roll in there. So I got a natural one. So I guess these people probably don't like elves or something.
Well, it's not that the people are racist. It's just winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems that there are a few
fine.
people kind of more out of a job at the moment. So that means the smaller jobs are now being picked up very aggressively by people who are like usually more like, oh yeah, harvest constantly, till the field constantly. But now they're like, yeah, no, I'm the guy. I just delivered this basket of goods over there. Yeah, I cleaned off the roof of snow so it doesn't collapse. So it seems that you are not able to get an elbow in, at least in this town.
Okay.
It's okay,
Nana.
then you can go shopping with me.
You are dragged along to shop.
Yeah, you should.
What do you got on the trinket chart? What's your 100?
A 60.
60.
I've been rolling very even things on the 100 today.
Very fun. Weird.
Uh-oh.
You go to a trinket shop and you're like, and you see one of those just goodie bag baskets that I've just decided exist in like every trinket shop. And you just reach your hand in and you find something like kind of small and circular and you're like, is it a marble? And it's just a very exciting moment as you pull it out and look into a hazel colored eye. It is a fake eye.
Oh, wow.
A glass eye.
Oh.
Oh.
Put it back.
Put you back in. I'll let you roll one more.
Thank you.
It seems that it's just like this one person happened to be in town and is more traveling and is just like, yeah, I could throw out a couple things for you to look at, but I'm not unloading my whole cart.
Are you sure you don't want to buy that? You might never see one like that again.
I never want to see one like that again. 97.
I understand.
What the fuck?
Oh no.
Is it another eye?
It's just
Is it
another
the other eye?
It's the other eye. It's the matching one.
No, you reach in And you feel a very weird shape. Like it has like a few pointy spots and like a flat spot. And it like feels like you can move parts of it with your fingers and you like pull it out. And it's a little like kind of wind up toy crab.
Ah. Oh, I like this one much better.
And you make its legs shake a little bit.
Yeah.
It literally is better than the last one.
The guy looks at you and he's like, that's definitely better than the last one.
Whoever made that must have been a real pupil of their craft.
I'm sure what you're saying means things because you're saying it very distinctively. Should I? Good.
It'll be a gold.
Oh wow, that's a lot for a crab.
But it moves.
Can I offer you?
Made by the sweat of their brow. I'll pay you a gold for letting me have that pun. Saga, I'll buy that for you.
What? Oh, you're buying some more things?
I'm buying the crab for you.
1 gold is handed over and the guy's like, pleasure doing business with you. And you now have a toy crab. Is there anything else in Boring Farm Town besides just a meager shopping trip and the reading of journals and just resupplying and, you know, making sure the horses are not dying and whatnot? Yes, Nana?
I think instead of looking into armories that don't exist, Nana will instead spend some time with Roshan if he has a little time free. She kind of shows him a pan flute that she tells him she got back in Galunder. She's kind of been fiddling with it and asks him if he wants to brush up on some music together.
He says sure, and is also proficient in pan flute. So
I've only got the one.
oh yeah, you can play that. He'll get out a small drum and play that and sing.
Nice.
You guys just have a good lighthearted time. It's kind of weird. Saga comes back just aggressively shaking this toy crab, just like,
oh my God.
She hasn't even made it like do any of the winding up yet. She's just shaking the legs like manually. Like, look at it.
Oh, Ben, what'd you say the red flower is called? What's it called?
It's sumac. It's called
It's a
sumac.
sumac. My crab.
Sumac, the mechanical crab.
I love it.
Ben bought it for me. I'm gonna practice a crab dance. Maybe the elves will like that better.
No, I doubt it. No, just the
Wanders
solemn
off.
respect.
toy is
That's all it
precious.
takes. The elves will like that.
It's too late, and she's already begun.
She's
a
begun
new
to
dance, 'cause
compose the
first
crab
was
dance.
bad, but the second dance will be better because she has sumac here for inspiration.
Crab battle.
You guys sleep at an inn, and by an inn, I mean there is like a little farmhouse with vaguely set up beds that you guys can throw a copper at somebody to sleep in. You make your way out the next day, early morning, and so cold. It is just progressively getting colder and colder, but it's the normal amount, nothing too intimidating. Just to clarify. You bundle up, get the horses out, and you start to make your way. You go past these farmlands where you can see there's like an orchard area where you can see there are people on little makeshift ladders that are currently covering the trees with fabric to protect from the frost. You're like, I don't know what tree this is, but boy, oh boy, it has a hat now. I'm just assuming that's from Saga's perspective. Just this one has a hat now. I would like everybody to roll perception as you kind of glance over the workers sort of catching your eye.
I wave at them
Oh.
with my crab.
She waves sumac at them.
Yeah.
Oh!
I was so into waving sumac at them, I rolled a 1.
Oh my God! I got a nat 20!
Wow.
Look at that.
What else we got?
Woo!
10.
I rolled another natural one.
Very nice.
Oh, look at all these ones.
There's
That's
a
my
crab
third. That's my
shaking
third tonight. I'm
vigorously
so
in your
happy
face.
about this.
There's just a crab here, and you're like, I didn't want to focus anyways. What do you have, Roshan?
10.
Okay. Most of your thought going into the journal. Yeah, there's dudes climbing trees. Okay. Nana, you kind of zone out in the direction of the workers. Entertainment for a couple minutes as you go by this farmland. And you can see they're bundled up, and there's one guy, pretty bulky in stature, like fully hooded, wrapped around tight, trying to pull just this big piece of fabric over a tree. And it's pretty average to you. And then you get like a slight glance at his face. And you can see that there is a very strange, large scar on it. Like, you're not trying to be rude, but you're just like, oh. And you realize that it looks like, from what you can see, the upper half of the face mostly obscured from your view, but the lower half visible. You see what looks like letters, T-O-R. As the cart slowly creaks along the road. Tordrick has taken up the reins this time because he's like, me and the horses have a connection. As he pushes them forward, and you slowly start to roll past this man, just going about his work.
I believe that, like, the TOR seems to be like on the lower half of the face, and like the first half of the word is like hidden by the hood. Is that right?
That's what you're thinking.
Whoever is closest to Nana in the cart, she kind of wants to like tap him on the shoulder and just sort of quietly murmur, do you see what I see?
It's going to have to be Roshan because the rest of you rolled not good, and there's a crab in people's faces.
That's
and you're
true.
like, yeah, Roshan's vaguely aware.
Yeah, you know.
Roshan, this man's pointed out to you, and once it's pointed out to you, it is a beacon, just on the bottom part of that man's face.
Do the letters mean anything together?
I mean,
No.
it's the second half of something that presumably carries on the further half, the upper half.
If
of his
Nana
face.
has a guess about what this is, she's allowed to have that guess. It's not metagaming.
It looks to me like that says traitor.
It could. If it does, that means he's branded for life.
Yes, and who was it who was suggesting we do such a thing last?
Roshan can't remember.
That's
He's
Eagle.
pushed it to the way back of his mind. That's none of
that's-
his business.
That's Eagle. It's fucking Eagle. It was the ransom thing for us to do to get you back.
Oh. Does it look like was it burn scars or?
It looks like burn scars.
We were supposed to brand a man
Well,
on the face
Somebody did it.
with the word traitor. Saga got us out of it.
I mean, that's what happens when you piss off the wrong people.
The wrong people looks like zoom out on the cart.
Yeah.
Just look like idiots.
Yeah, basically.
Fenn's like, if I do my 4 hours now, it could look like that maybe I'm paying attention and I can zone out the aggressive shaking in my face.
Yeah, Fenn's feeling kind of crabby.
Oh, no.
And as you all slowly pull away from evidence that Eagle sticks to his word, which maybe in your case is a very good thing,
Yeah.
that is where we are going to stop for the day. Thank you all so much for being here with us. We truly appreciate it. I love telling you guys a story. I know my Gorbjorn and Tordrek are very similar. I'm sure you were only confused a little bit. But thank you guys for being here. We love getting to tell you guys this story and whatnot. Even sometimes the technical issues, they do happen, but we won't stop. You can try.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Here at the Dice Cult, we have a plenty of thing going on.
Many abundant thing.
I can only assume, though, we probably will not be having our fun Tuesday event. But if you're interested, you could head over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult and catch up on all past episodes, including Legends of Theia, which is DM'd by Frank. So if you're like, oh boy, what am I going to do on Tuesday now? Well, you can catch up. Live the dream. Watch the original episodes. Refresh everything.
Yeah.
Time is so weird and relative.
Yeah.
We had Abby, would you like to tell us about what happened last week and then will be happening the next week?
Oh.
Sure.
Thank you for Wednesdays.
So, Wednesdays over on the Dice Cult YouTube. That's what Jillian was just talking about. Finding those old streams. On Wednesdays, same time this stream goes up, but on a Wednesday, and also it's I'm doing a great job right now. Every other Wednesday. So last Wednesday we had the first episode of Cordially Invited. The crew arrived at the castle. We met the party planner. We're the entertainers for a wedding and everything. It's gonna be so nice. There was only one fight. I'm sure it
With
went
some
fine.
hags, you know.
Oh yeah.
There were birds. I'm a big fan.
Listen, I'm not here to
There were
spread
birds.
rumors.
There were birds.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But if you missed it, the VOD is still up there. You can watch it whenever you want. And then
Good.
you have a whole week, so you better watch it so you can be ready for next week when we see what happens next.
Ooh.
So if you are interested, you can head on over to YouTube on next Wednesday, this Wednesday if you want to catch up. But next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they will go live to continue planning for a very special wedding. And if you're in for something a little bit different, every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Vampire the Masquerade and the Last Remaining Night. Now, it seems people don't want to just give me the credit where credit is due that nobody got murdered last session or
How
drew
dare
any
they?
blood. Okay, blood was drawn, but that's different. We don't everybody shush.
Isn't
We
there
don't
always
question
always
it.
vampires? That's
Nobody
nice.
was punched in the face. And just because maybe the session ended right before somebody got punched in the face does not take away the fact that we didn't do it that session.
Jillian, you were the only one that was literally the only one in that game that would punch somebody in the face. Like, you have sole control over that.
See, but the thing is, this time, shocking, I didn't start the fight.
Okay.
I
you
only
gonna
can
end
tell
it?
you I didn't start it. I may have tried to, but I didn't. So if you're interested to see where that punch lands and how much diablerie one person can commit, you can join us on Saturday for Vampire the Masquerade. Thank you guys so much. If you want to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, we post a lot of character art. We have our map, which I said is just a suggestion, which is kind of a lie. The map, she do guide me.
Amen.
But if you want to see some NPC art, if you want to see player art, if you want to see some beautiful things made by Abby, you can head over there. You can follow us on Twitter to keep update with what's going on. Thank you guys again. We will be here same time, same place, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will see you guys then. Good
Love
night.
you, cultists. Good night.